Hey, hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. I like to check and make sure that I'm actually live because y'all know Facebook be tripping sometimes. I guess I better speak up too. All right, there we go. Okay, so I know you see the title says Soul Therapy Thursday, and it's not Thursday, it's Friday because I wasn't able to get on last night. So I rescheduled it for tonight. So I realized that everybody's schedules are different and maybe y'all already have Friday night plans. So I totally understand that. My nose is itching. So I totally get that. So no worries. No worries. That's why we have replays. mm. Oh, sorry, I slurped. It's just so good. It's ginger peach tea. All right. Well, okay, so we're gonna jump right into it here. As y'all come on in the room, go ahead, whether you're catching this live or in the replay, go ahead and put your comments in the box. Any questions, any comments? Hope y'all doing good. I'm using StreamYard again, so unless you give it permission, I can't see your name, and that's no problem at all. So, hey, those of you who are new to me, I'm Dawn Michelle. I'm the founder of A New Dawn Soul Therapy. I am your soul therapist, and as a soul therapist, I help people connect to their souls. I help people get their whole life together. All right, I'm just flipping through my notes right now because I have to give y'all something when I thought about this. So the title for Soul Therapy Thursday on a Friday is Get Out of Your Own Way. How many of you know that we get into our own way? Yes, we have to detox toxic people from our lives. Yes, we have to do certain things, but it sometimes we don't always realize that we are the very thing that's stopping us. We are the very thing standing in our own way. And there's many reasons why we do that. A couple of our sisters answered the question that I posted earlier this week about how do you get in your own way? And so let me see. All right, is this okay? There's that big old glare. Oh well, we'll work it out. But yeah, so some people answered the question when I asked earlier this week, how do you get in your own way? And there were some good comments. Of course, the number one way is, drumroll? No, we don't need a drumroll, is fear. So tonight I'm going to talk about three main reasons why we end up in our own way, and one solution that can be applied to all three main reasons we get in our own way. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this whenever you view this. Okay, so fear, already said it. Fear is the number one reason why we get in our own way. We allow fear to hold us back. But see, getting out of that isn't as simple as we make it seem. Fear is not always a negative emotion. Fear can be a healthy emotion when it sparks us to get out of our comfort zone, when it sparks us to confront a thing, when it has a way of keeping us safe even, right? So if we have a fear of heights, maybe we're not going to go all the way to the edge of the mountain, right? So fear in that way can be a healthy emotion. However, most of us are familiar with fear as a negative emotion, that fear that kind of grips us up in the throat or punches us in the gut. Like sometimes fear can paralyze us, actually physically paralyze us, but paralyze us physiologically and psychologically and mentally to where we won't move. And we fear the unknown. That's why many of us are in our own way because we refuse to get out of our comfort zone. We refuse to get out of our comfort zone. So we refuse to move because there's some level of fear, because we seem to have a tendency to fear the unknown, fear what's not familiar, right? Our comfort zone, within that comfort zone, there's an element of safety and security because it's familiar, because we know it. Okay. So that's one way fear causes us to stay in our own way and to get into our own way. Another thing we fear is related to past experiences. So if we have an experience with something and it turned out negatively, or we got hurt, or just a whole host of reasons, we constantly have that memory of that experience, and that experience colors how we look at a situation that maybe triggers that previous experience, or reminds us in some way of that previous experience. So we'll just jump right into fear, and we'll feel like we are in that thing again, or at least that thing is going to happen again, and we're going to have the same hurt, or it's going to be the same outcome. So those are a couple of reasons, sub reasons for the main reason, the first reason we're going to talk about tonight, for fear. And let me know if that makes sense to you. If have you had experiences, where fear has gripped you up, where fear has really just kept you from moving forward, where fear has kept you from doing what you know you needed to do, or what you know you needed to stop doing? I know I have. So the second reason we tend to get in our own way is, and this is a biggie. This is a biggie. This is a biggie, y'all. Not knowing who we are. Not knowing who we are. A lot of us think we know who we are, but I guarantee you, I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'm going to pause for a moment so that you can answer it in your head. You can jot it down in the comments. You can write it down in your notebook. But I'm going to ask you, who are you? Just who are you? I'll give you a minute to write that down. So now that you took a moment to think about who are you, here's what most likely happened. You started saying, I'm a wife, or I'm a mother, or I'm a minister, or I'm a therapist, or I'm a social worker, or I'm a computer programmer, or I'm a life coach, or I am a title. I am a label. It comes naturally, right? Those are the first things that come out, but that's not who we are. Okay. A lot of those are some roles that we fulfill and titles that we hold, but it's not who we are. And to discover who we are takes work, right? It takes soul therapy, right? At least that's my preferred way to get to it. So knowing who we are. So it's not about achievements. It's not about accomplishments. It's not about titles or labels. It's about who are you on the inside. Part of who I am is I'm just this big ball of bright light. My name is Dawn. And the more that I learn about that and how it's connected to who I am, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, because I'm connected to something with substance. And I happen to be one of those that has searched her whole life to be connected to something meaningful, right? So, that big ball of light, and, I just do all kind of things with that in my mind's eye. So you already answered when I asked, who are you? Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. I can't see the name, but it's okay. I'm glad that you're here. Um, and you must know me because you agree that I'm a big ball of light. So, but the discovery of discovering who we are, just the journey of discovering who we are, rather, it's so beautifully complex. And I really enjoy it. And it's about getting to the core of who we are, like what makes us tick, what makes our soul shine, you know, all of these questions. And I'm at home and I heard a big old bang. So I'm like, what is that? But I didn't hear nobody screaming. So I guess we're okay. All right. So the first thing the first reason we stand and stay and get in our way is fear and all the reasons associated with fear. And then the second one is not knowing who we are at our core, not what we do, not what other people call us, just who we are at our core. And the third reason why we get in our own way is because we don't have an open mind, because we're closed minded. Some of us believe that we know everything. There is no other perspective. This is the right and one and only way to look at a thing. So we refuse to change our perspective, to look at our life or issues that we're struggling with, or, to look inside ourselves with a different lens. We get stuck. So closed-minded, not being open-minded to other ways of looking at a thing, of other solutions, other ways of being and believing. That's very, very important. So yeah, being closed-minded keeps us stuck and it keeps us in our way. You ever have a girlfriend that comes to you all the time and or frequently, maybe not even all the time, but the issue is the same, and you give her advice, but she doesn't take it, but she keeps coming to you with the same thing, and you're like, dude, you gonna do what I said, what I suggested you do or not? Like, but that's the kind of mindset that I'm thinking, that I'm referring to. So that mindset is, maybe not necessarily a posture of I know everything, but a refusal to accept and apply other ways, other solutions. So I know some of y'all had that experience already. So now we covered those three ways, right? The three reasons we get in our own way, the three reasons we stay in our own way: fear, not knowing who we are, and having a closed mind. Now, the one solution I want to share with you that can counter all three of these reasons why we get and stay in our own way is, wait for it, put yourself first. Yeah, I said it. To put yourself first, right? So, and I know it's an oxymoron. I know it doesn't make sense logically, sequentially. I know it doesn't. But to get out of your own way, you have to actually put yourself first. You have to, in this sense, essentially be in your own way in the proper way, not in the improper way. So you're probably going to be in your way anyway. So use it for your good. Use it to work for you instead of against you. So what do I mean by putting yourself first? Many of you who follow me and are part of this community are overgivers. You're the servers, you're the healers, you're the givers, you're the nurturers, you're the caretakers. You're the one in your group that everybody comes to. You're the black sheep of the family. You're that one. You're that person, right? A lot of you have that experience who follow me. And so I'm going to break it down so that to make sure that you know what I mean when I say to put yourself first as being the solution to getting out of your own way. So the very first thing that you have to do to put yourself first, excuse me, is you have to make sure that your cup is filled always first. Your cup is filled first. See, a lot of us servers and healers and givers and nurturers and caretakers, we are constantly pouring out. But when do we get filled back up? Right? So if we're constantly pouring out, we're going to get empty. So we're pouring out, and then we try to attempt it. When we're being good, sometimes we attempt to save a little bit of leftover for ourselves, but that's completely backwards. We have to make sure that our cup is filled first and that we are first partakers of that cup. We serve and give and love and nurture and care for from our overflow. It's from the extra. So if we're constantly in a position where we are filling our cup, then we're keeping our cup full. And then if we're constantly filling it, it overflows, right? Go to the kitchen right now and get you some milk or some water and pour it into the cup and don't stop. What's going to happen? It's going to overflow, right? Do it in the sink, y'all. Don't be, I don't want to get no message talk about, yeah, you made me spill milk all over my floor. Just messing with y'all. But when you pour water into your cup constantly, it's going to overflow. From that overflow is how you serve and you give to other people. So this is the primary way that you actually need to put yourself first. I love it. It goes against the grain and flies in the face of a lot of what we're taught. We're taught to self-sacrifice. I made a post earlier this week about it, like, oh, or was it last week? One of the times that, to serve, like we're expected to serve from a place of deficit, for a place like we're supposed to put others before us. And that's so backwards, completely backwards. Okay, so the second way you get out of your own way by putting yourself first is that, oh, I already said it. You give and serve from your overflow. So your cup is always full. Remember the faucet, whatever you need to do to make sure that your cup is overflowing, is always filled and overflowing, right? So just first concentrate on filling your cup. Then it'll naturally overflow. You don't have to go in with the intention of making it overflow. So the ways that you make sure that your cup is constantly filled differ from person to person. Some of my ways to make sure I focus every day on being aligned and centered and grounded. The grounding helps me to feel safe and stable. And I'm constantly, I make it a habit in my life's purpose on a daily basis to stay aligned and connected to my soul. And that way my cup will always stay full and I don't have to, listen, y'all, I have served from a place of such deficit. I have given what I didn't have. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at the end of the day. It hurts us, and I've been there. So, I'm very serious. I know I've moved forward a little bit and then I rewound a little bit, but I'm serious about this, keeping your cup filled. And then you can have the overflow, and serving from your overflow prevents bitterness, resentment, offense, frustration, pain. Yeah. So why do it if you don't have to? Why cause yourself all this extra suffering? And then the last part is you want to invest in your growth. You have to invest in your growth, your healing, and your transformation. You want to get better so you can be better. So you get better, do better, be better, just better. We all want to be better. We all want to grow and change and transform, but it requires something from you. There's a cost. It's not going to happen just because you want it to happen. You're not going to just magically manifest it just sitting there wishing that it'll happen. You have to invest. You have to invest your time. Find what works for you. Get quiet. My favorite way that I stay connected and aligned is through meditation. Try it. Try it. There's no right or wrong way to do meditation. Don't get caught up in that. Just try it. I think I have a video up on my website that, do I? If not, I have to upload one, a meditation one, help y'all meditate. Start anywhere. Just trying to, it's not about clearing your thoughts all the time. Sometimes it is. There's different forms of, y'all, no, I'm not going to tell you about meditation right now. I'm going to upload the video. So invest. I was talking about investing your time. You have to invest your time. You have to invest your energy. So put your heart and soul in, set an intention that you want to heal. You want to grow. The order is change, grow, heal, transform. So you got to start somewhere. And then you'll get into the flow, and the levels will just start to happen. And it's just a beautiful thing. So you got to show up for you. So when you invest in yourself, you make sure that your cup is always on full. You make sure that you serve people from your overflow, not your main source, and certainly not a deficit. We're actually not even serving people when we're serving from a deficit. We could be causing more harm than good. We're sharing that energy, that empty energy. Nobody wants that. And then invest in yourself, however that is, with your time, your energy, your money. Yes, you're going to have to. Therapy is expensive. You don't have to be therapy for years, y'all. Don't. Yeah, look on my website for that. You really don't. But it's going to cost you something. So that is how we get out of our own way. I hope some of these tips were helpful for you. I hope that you were able to take the time and think about, you know, how does fear, how are you allowing fear to allow you to put you in your own way? How is not knowing who you are causing you to compromise? How is not knowing who you are causing you to settle? How is not knowing how you are causing you to waste valuable time? Think about those things. And then also think, are you closed-minded? Am I closed-minded? Or am I open-minded? Am I somewhere in the middle? Where can I improve? That's what soul therapy is all about. Where can I improve? It's about introspection and just doing our work. And the reason I put get out of your way, because a lot of us are so quick to point and place blame on other people. No one holds us back. No one can hold us back. It's only when we allow them to. We give them permission in a variety of ways. But we are the number one person in our way. We are. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I was going to hang out here with y'all for a little bit, but it's Friday night. I should have known, but I wanted to make sure that I got this information to you since I couldn't get on last night and I couldn't get it to you last night. I wanted to make sure I get it to you. So again, I hope that this is helpful. Leave your comments, share, invite people to the group. Let's not be stingy and keep this to ourselves. Oh, before I let you guys go, I wanted to tell you, remind you, inform you that I just released my new course, Soul Therapy for Anxiety. And so it's available for download on my website, anewdawnsoul.com. And you can actually get started with it right away. So wanted to tell you guys that. And also, if you weren't able to make the Soul Connections course earlier this week, if you saw it over the last couple of weeks and it just didn't, because it was going to happen Tuesday through Thursday night, and if you wanted to do that, but you weren't able to, I actually turned that into a self-paced on-demand course as well. So you can download it and get to it when you can and come back to it as many times as you can. You don't have to worry about being available every night or even in live at all. You do it at your own pace and in your own time. So that's what I've been busy doing and working on. And there's going to be a couple more coming very, very soon. 3 more within the next few weeks. So I'm excited about that. I feel like I'm just talking so fast. I'm talking so fast. I'm tired. So usually I speed up before I slow down a little bit. So it's Friday night. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.